Shanta and the Magic Pot of Pepperpot, a funny Caribbean adventure about family, food, and finding your flavor. Chapter 1. The Girl with Mango Sticky Fingers. Shanta Rampersad was 10 years old, lived in a bright wooden house on stilts, and believed two very important things. Mango tastes better when you eat it outside. Every problem in life can be solved with food. Shanta lived in Guyana, where the rivers were wide like the sky, the trees whispered secrets, and aunties could smell mischief from 3 houses away. On Saturday mornings, the whole family gathered at Grandma Betty's house in Georgetown. Grandma's kitchen was the happiest place on earth. It smelled like cinnamon, thyme, coconut milk, and something frying that was always just slightly too hot to touch. "Shanta," Grandma called, "stop sneaking the plantain chips. I'm quality testing," Shanta shouted back, mouth full. Today was special. The whole family was coming to cook for Mashramani, Guyana's big Republic celebration. That meant music, bright colors, and enough food to feed an army of very hungry cousins. Shanta's job? Stir the pepperpot. Pepperpot was not just any stew. It was thick and dark and sweet and spicy all at once. It had cassareep in it, a special sauce made from cassava that Grandma said was older than most stories and twice as stubborn. "You must stir clockwise," Grandma warned, "and don't let it stick." Shanta rolled her eyes. "Grandma, it's just stew." Grandma leaned close. "Pepperpot is never just stew." The pot bubbled, and then it hiccuped. Chapter 2. The Talking Pot. Shanta blinked. The pot blinked back. Well, not exactly blinked, but the stew swirled in a shape that looked suspiciously like an eyebrow. "Too much salt," said a tiny voice. Shanta dropped the spoon. "Who said that?" "I did," said the pot. "And you are stirring counterclockwise." Shanta leaned over carefully. "Are you alive?" "Alive? Please. I'm historic." The pot introduced itself as Pepperpot Prime, a stew with centuries of memories. It told Shanta about the indigenous peoples who first made cassareep to preserve meat long before refrigerators existed. It kept food safe during long journeys, the pot said proudly. "Survival stew, hero stew, legendary stew." Shanta's eyes widened. "You mean you were around before Grandma?" The pot gasped. "Watch your tone, child." Suddenly the kitchen shimmered. For a moment, Shanta saw shadows of the past. Women stirring pots over open fires, families sharing stories under starry skies, children laughing as drums echoed through the village. "Food carries memory," Pepperpot Prime said softly. "Every recipe is a story." Shanta thought about her family. Indian, African, Indigenous, Chinese, Portuguese, all mixed together like the ingredients in the pot. Grandma always said Guyana wasn't a melting pot. "It's a callaloo," Grandma liked to say. "Everybody keeps their flavor." And just like that, poof, the kitchen returned to normal. Grandma walked in. "Why are you staring at the pot like it owes you money?" Shanta smiled nervously. "No reason." The pot burped. Grandma narrowed her eyes. Chapter 3. Bake, Shake, and Calypso Cake. The house filled with cousins. There was Priya rolling out roti. There was Marcus arguing about who ate the last cheese roll. There was Auntie Jean frying faluri and pretending not to eat them before serving. The music started, soca rhythms thumping through the walls. "Turn it up," Uncle Ravi shouted. "No," Grandma shouted louder. Shanta helped make flaky roti bursting with chicken curry, golden pine tarts filled with sticky sweet pineapple, fried plantains caramelized to perfection, and tamarind balls that stuck to your teeth in a good way. But when her cousin Chelsea refused to dance because she said she wasn't good at Caribbean dancing, Shanta paused. Chelsea had just moved from New York. She felt too American for Guyana and too Guyanese for America. Shanta remembered the talking pot. Everybody keeps their flavor. So Shanta grabbed Chelsea's hand. There's no right way to dance. You just move like you're dodging a chicken and fixing a light bulb at the same time. What? Trust me. Just keep your feet and waist moving. Soon they were both flapping elbows and hopping wildly. Uncle Ravi declared it interpretive chutney soca fusion. Everyone laughed, even Grandma. And when Chelsea laughed too, Shanta realized something important. Family doesn't need perfect rhythm. It just needs space for everybody's steps. Chapter 4. The Silk Cotton Secret. That night, after the party, Shanta sat outside under the stars. In the distance stood a tall silk cotton tree. Grandma said those trees were older than memory, and according to folklore, spirits sometimes lived inside them. Shanta squinted. The tree seemed to glow softly. "Are you magical too?" she whispered. The wind rustled the leaves. She imagined old Guyanese folk tales, stories of wise spirits, trickster creatures, and ancestors watching over their families. Maybe magic wasn't loud. Maybe it was in the way Grandma measured spices without looking. Maybe it was in the way Kasserine preserved food for generations. Maybe it was in how different cultures blended without disappearing. Shanta smiled. Behind her, inside the house, the Pepperpot bubbled quietly. Content. Chapter 5. The Girl Who Found Her Flavor. The next morning, Grandma handed Shanta a small notebook. "Every good cook needs this," she said. Inside were family recipes, but also blank pages. "For your additions," Grandma winked. Shanta grinned. She might add mango salsa to Pepperpot one day. Or invent pineapple faluri, maybe. Or write down the story of the talking pot. Because being Guyanese wasn't just about history, it was about continuing it. And Shanta, mango sticky fingers and all, was ready to stir her own story, clockwise, of course. Message of the story. Family is like a Caribbean kitchen, loud, flavorful, a little chaotic, but there is always room at the table, and everyone deserves to keep their flavor.